Hi everyone, today I want to share with you why you should learn how to tell your story. And I want you to pay close attention because it will completely change the way you see your situation, the experiences you went through, and how you can turn it into an instrument of impact and money. Many years ago, my family and I, we were invited by a family friend. And when we got there, we met a woman. And that woman was the spouse of a minister. And as we were having that conversation, we were having fun, we were chatting. I started sharing with them the story of my spouse and I, how we had difficulties in the first place when we got married to have children. We spent 3 years not being able to have children. It was impossible. We went in the hospital, impossible. And I told them how God, by His grace, led us through a path, through a framework. And as we followed that framework, we were able, after 3 years, to have our first son. And today we have 4 children. And I was sharing that story in the context of that conversation, like you have a conversation with someone and you share your story, you share your experiences and stuff like that. And at the end, when we are about to leave, that woman came to me and gave me money. And I told to her, why are you giving me this money? She told me that your story completely changed my life. The story of how you struggled with your spouse to get children, that story brought me healing. I needed to hear that story, and I wanted to give you this money as an act of gratitude because your story changed my life. And that experience completely changed the way I see stories. And I understood also that many of us, we have, or all of us, we have stories. We have experiences. We have things that happened to us, that we survived, that we overcame. We have things that can inspire many people. But in our school system, we were not taught how to use those stories to change other people's lives and to turn those stories into money-making machines. But today I want to tell you, you need to share your story. Why you should share your story? First of all, because it's God's command. It is God's command. There is this story in the Bible where Jesus went to a place and He delivered someone. That person was possessed by a legion of demons. It is told in the biblical commentary that a legion of demons is about 6,000 demons. That guy was possessed by 6,000 demons, and Jesus delivered him. After being delivered, he wanted to follow Jesus, and Jesus turned to him and told him that, no, go and tell your story. Go and tell others what God has done for you. It is a God's command for us to share our story. What you went through can change other people's lives. What you went through can inspire others, and you need to understand why it is a responsibility for you and I to share our story with the world. The second reason why you need to share your story is that someone needs that story to get inspired. Someone needs that story to conquer in a situation. Somebody needs that story to overcome the obstacle in front of him or her. Let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you didn't know what to do to overcome that situation? You didn't know what to do to have a breakthrough in that situation, and one day you heard a story. Somebody told you, shared with you a story, or you heard a story on Facebook, on YouTube, and that story gave you the motivation you needed, the inspiration you needed, maybe the information you needed to turn your situation around. Let me tell you this, somebody out there needs your story to conquer, to overcome, to be able to have the breakthrough they are looking for. That is why you should share your story, because somebody out there needs your story to conquer. That is the second reason. The third reason is that it is a calling. Many people do not understand that it is a calling. In the Bible, it is said that when Jesus was about to leave his disciples, he told them, "Go and be my witnesses. Go and tell the world what you have seen, what you have heard from me, what you have witnessed." And that is very important. When you tell your story, you are witnessing something that happened in your life, and you share it with other people. It is the calling of every human being to be a storyteller, because stories comes with inspiration, with motivation, with education, with powerful information to change the lives of those who are listening to those stories. It is a calling. Not sharing your story is not fulfilling your calling. That is very powerful to understand. Many people do not understand that one of our callings is to share our story. To share our story with our children, to share our story with our loved ones, to share our story with our audience, to share our story with the world. Because it is a calling. Go and be my witness. You are a witness of what you have experienced. You are a witness of what you survived. You are a witness of what you went through. And you have to use your experience to tell the world that this is what happened to me, and this is how I overcame. This is how I survived. Somebody needs your story. It is a calling. That was the third reason. The fourth reason why you should tell your story is that your story, it is your certification, my friend. Let me tell you that. Russell Brunson used to say this, that your certification, it is your result. And Zoe Efa says this, your certification is also your story. Why? Because what you overcame and what you survived qualifies you to tell that story and to use that story to help those who are listening to you to follow the path you followed to overcome their own situations. What you overcame qualifies you. What you survived qualifies you. Many great speakers we admire use their story as a source of inspiration, use their story and turn their story into offers that they sell to the world to make impact and make money. It is your certification. Many of us, we went through terrible things. We overcame. We survived despite of what we went through, but we are not sharing our stories because we think that we need first of all to get a certification. Let me tell you this: if you were looking for someone to give you that approbation, to give you that certification, I'm telling you that your story, it is your certification, because you went through some stuff, bad things, bad experience, and you survived and you overcame. And those scars in your body, on your soul, on your mind are indications that you have the certification that is needed to be an expert when it comes to sharing your story. That is very powerful to understand. The fifth reason why you should tell your story is that your story is your business. The school system failed because in the school system they didn't teach us how to use our story to become our business. They failed to teach us that our story can become our business. And those who use their story and use their story to create offers and to make offers to others and turn their life experience into business are what we call knowledge brokers. You can be a knowledge broker just with your story. Your story has such nuggets, such powerful information that will change other people's lives. And you have to know that it is potentially your business. Joyce Meyer uses a story to make impact. Tony Robbins uses his story to make impact. What about Les Brown? Les Brown is one of the most powerful, inspirational, motivational speaker in the world, maybe in history. But Les Brown uses his stories. His stories are his business. And your story also can become your business. These are the 5 reasons why you should tell your story. It is a God's command. Very important. Somebody needs your story to conquer. Very important. It is your calling. It is your calling. It is your certification, and it is potentially your business. This is what I wanted to share with you. You have something powerful. That is your story. It's time for you to share it everywhere you go, everywhere you are, on social media, in real life. Share your story, and you will see that as you are sharing your story, you will create opportunities to make more impact and make more money. This is what I wanted to share with you. If you want me to help you with that, you don't know how to identify your story, because all of us will have a story that can become an impactful money-making machine. If you don't know how to identify your story, how to craft your story, and how to turn your story into an offer, I can help you with that. You can go in the description section and you can contact me, and I will gladly have a session with you to see if you are a good fit and we can work together. I hope you've got a lot of value from this. It was Zoe from Cameroon, and I wish you success.